Okay, listen to this.
Listen to this smoothness. Can you believe it's open source?
Oh my god, it's so good. I'm gonna listen to it again.
Listen to this smoothness. Can you believe it's open source?
Neither do I. So this is the Kokoro TTS model running on Google Colab with a custom voice configuration. We're going to come back to this, but first let me tell you why this model is so awesome in so many levels. So it has been released only recently in December as an open source model, and it's already at the top of the TTS Spaces Arena. This is basically a place where people do a blind vote on speech synthesis, and you have the option to
I'm
listen to
consumed by
both.
goals. I should have done better.
I'm consumed by guilt. I should have done better.
And when you vote on the one you like, you get the name revealed and you can go to the next round, etc. So going back to our model, you can see that it's smaller in size with only 82 million parameters and trained on less than 100 hours of audio. And it has higher quality than these bigger models with much bigger data sets on training. If you want to play with it, there's a hosted version on Hugging Face where you can input whatever you want and generate it here. If I try this, it's pretty fast.
This is generated on the hosted version.
And almost as fast as real time. You have both options to use the GPU or CPU, but I think if you're going to use the free version on zero GPU, CPU might be faster. So just leave it at auto and generate. If this suits your need, then you can just play with it here. But we're more interested in getting deeper and configuring our own voices. So I'm going to go back to the model card, and I see here they have given us an example of how to use this model. I took it and just split it into two portions. The first one to install the dependencies, and the second one is to just generate an audio. And this is exactly as they have in the model card. Let's listen.
How could I know? It's an unanswerable question, like asking an unborn child if they'll lead a good life.
Pretty good, right? So this voice is called I believe, yeah, the zeroth one is AF. I think it's a mixture of AF Bella and AF Sarah. And the convention here is A for American and B for British, F for female and M for male. And the AF version is basically a 50-50 mix of AF Bella and AF Sarah. And as you have seen, it's pretty good. If you scroll a bit down on this model card, they reveal how they arrived to this AF voice, which is basically a torch mean of the two voices stacked on one on top of the other. This is what I have done here. You have this assert to just make sure of that, and I click generate. And this is the same thing as what we had before, since that's the AF voice. Now let's see how I was able to mix two voices to get the one you saw on the demo. So this is a mixture of 80% female voice, which is the Nicole voice, already a pretty good voice, but we gave it some more depth or testosterone, if you will, from the Adam voice at an 80-20 split. And I made it very configurable here, where you only output the female weight and the male weight is just 1 minus whatever that female weight is. And here we're doing this simple calculation where doing this weighted average of the two tensors. I should have divided by the sum of both, but since my weight add up to one, that shouldn't matter much, and then I generated the demo.
Listen to this smoothness. Can you believe it's open source?
I can't get enough of this voice. Anyway, that's how you configure voices to have mixtures of different voices, and you can play with American, British, male, female, and get the combinations here are endless. There's also an Onyx version if you want to play around with it, with a quantized version as well. They have this pretty cool podcast demo here with many voices. I'm not going to make you listen to the whole thing here, but you can check it out if you want to see how they were able to do it in the demo, and maybe if you want to run the model locally as well. Anyway, I think we live in the golden age of open source AI, especially for text-to-speech models. Kokoro TTS has a very active community behind it, and I expect to get more voices, more voice packs, and more options to configure them. And I sure hope to get an option to clone my own voice as well. I'm definitely going to keep an eye on its development, and I'll probably do a future video where I run it locally and tinker with it a bit more. I hope this was somewhat useful. If it was, give it a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.